Hello. Hey. How's it going? I have some scraps of paper here that have poetry on them. I'm just gonna. This is a set list. It has poems written on them, and I'll read them in the order that they're written. It's alright. I'm not ready yet either. I'm taking my time. Can't rush poetry. It's like a slug. Alright, this one's called Gender because I didn't think of a real name for it. And it goes like this. I was reading a poem by Ginsberg on the net the other night when I suddenly asked, do you want a flat belly now? And I thought, given the choice, I'd rather term profit be more offensive than cunt. I'd rather live rent-free with a job that's not glorified death. I'd rather go out at night and stand beneath burning billboards as starving butterflies flutter free as flame over starless cities spelling out, we are all fucking beautiful. I'd rather watch three-piece thieves executed for selling self-esteem back to us. Money talks, but it don't listen. I'd rather scream, fuck beauty, shatter the dilettante wisdom of mirrors. Nobody's ugly, at least not in ways curable by chemicals or starvation. I'd rather transcend genitals and gender roles, celebrate the interesting and idiosyncratic like inebriated idiots in whiskey tango heaven. Give me stretch marks and satellite over dead hearts and manic eyes. I'd rather never again be called chubby chaser or feeder because I don't want to fuck models of heteronormative beauty. In fact, fuck models of heteronormative beauty. I'd rather term eating disorder referred to having breakfast at 7 p.m. or using chopsticks to eat soup. I'd rather never again have to placate middle class, middle age, middle of the dead end road, middlemen just to get my love poems into the sweaty palms of potential lovers. I'd rather run naked down Queen Street screaming, perfection is circumcision of our humanity. Thank you. I've been pacing myself for you people because I turned up here and I was actually quite drunk, so I didn't have dinner and I drank some alcohol and then I had to drink some water and the alcohol and you're trying to find that delicate balance between being amazing and a fuckwit. Who knows who you've got tonight? Spill my last free beer. Alright, this one is called Wings. It's on an EP that Tom from Homebrew did with someone else like ages ago and no one listened to it, but it's a good poem. With wings of tar and feathers, I soar through burning cityscapes. Below me, streets flood with tears and broken teeth. Above, the heavens echo with laughter of madmen. And I am weightless after emptying my pockets of shrapnel from this war of attrition with bosses and landlords. After emptying my notebook of both genius and mediocrity. After emptying my heart of lust for blood diamonds. And after emptying my bladder behind a Ponsonby video easy. I am not afraid of the sun, brave as fools and children burn like Icarus and Erebus. Yes, I have wings, origami plumage, fragile delusion beating in frenzied escape, leaving the corpse of my problems prone on the footpath, carried into a Milky Way of medicated oblivion, miracles measured in milligrams. I'll be mistaken for aliens and shooting stars, but I am neither. Just another Greyland loser playing Houdini. Lock me up in any life without doors and windows and I will escape. Yes, I have wings to carry me from stillborn dreams and the belligerent cruelty of wasted potential. Drunken angel in midnight limbo, free as dead criminals with a one-way ticket to tabloid obscurity. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have wings. And though I trudge down the same dead-end streets as my zombie soulmates, in truth, my size 10s never touch the ground. So I was hanging out with my girlfriend the other day and she was like, Dominic. She calls me Dominic because it'd be weird if she called me Tourette's. She said, Dominic, what are you thinking about? And I said, I'm not thinking about anything. And I mean, obviously I was, but it's probably something like fucking or checking my emails. And she said, that's bullshit. But now I couldn't remember what it was that I was thinking about, so I kept saying, I'm not thinking about anything. And she said, you spend all your time in your head. I miss you even when you're here. And I thought, do I? Is this who I am? And then this other voice said, that's bullshit, you're a genius, that's just how it is. But before I could take this in, this third voice said, whatever, dick, you can't even spell lettuce. And this is true, but no one wants to hear the truth when they're trying to be self-righteous. So I told the voices to shut the fuck up. And then I realized I said it out loud, and things have been a little tense ever since. This poem I wrote, I'm doing a poetry course at university. I don't know why I'm doing it. Actually, I do know why I'm doing it, because I'm broke and I need money. And poetry doesn't really pay the bills. But anyway, I'm doing this poetry course. I wrote a poem. They don't really like my poetry there, but this is a poem I wrote for school. It's got something to do with spring. Relationships like children's parties, living red-faced, crowded, screaming, the room and the cat, a phone beeps, I miss your brain, Sunday and... No, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I don't like it. It's pretentious. I tried to write a pretentious poem for school, and I just know. Forget that even happened. All right, thank you. Ow! Things are going swimmingly. It isn't a cappella of a rap song. I do rap songs too. But they're not paying me to get the poetry. How's it start? Our dreams have code names. No, that's not. Our dreams have code names we whisper when we're drunk. My lover has 7 poems and I read them when she asks. This pain has no conscience, I capture it in my songs. I take yours from you too, all you have to do is sing along. We whisper, sell our mantras at our shifts down in the salt mines. The customers are soulless, but I still haven't sold mine. And I sing the hits of the dead, late night in my bedroom. Commit your tears to tape and have faith someone will hear you. And then I scream at my heart every night until we're full asleep. And we're happy and naked in tepid water of my dreams. So now set the scene, it's revolution and the moonlight will be bigger than our fears and our jobs tonight. So I broke radio silence, screamed Mayday down the phone, but I never got an answer, I guess nobody was home. I still go out and sow seeds into concrete fields and write love songs to describe what I cannot feel. That doesn't mean it isn't real, just that it isn't mine. And just because I'm wasted doesn't mean I'm wasting time. And just because they're famous doesn't mean that real life is less beautiful and dangerous than all their pretty lies. So tell me, are these rhetorical answers that'll never die? Are these the love songs of the poor waiting for their better life? Are these prayers lost amongst the space junk and satellites? Or are we sleep talking to ourselves in the dead of night? This is a sexy part of the show. I got 2 poems about sex. I actually hand wrote this one. I'm dyslexic. I don't know if you know how hard that was for me to do. But it took me a long time. And now I can't even read it. Alright. Oh, thank you, Rowan. Consummate professional. So I wrote this. Did anyone go to Porn Project? There's a Porn Project thing, and you were like doing poetry and reading and people taking their clothes off. And anyway, I wrote this poem, and I did it and put it on the wall. Forgive me, mother, for I have sinned, tempted fate with nothing but cock and wayward way with words, serenading strangers with fingers and tongue. Mother, I have sinned, hunched at Pandora's box, bathed in cancer blue, slack jaw, cracked eyes, hard as tiger bones, jacking off knee-deep in fake tan limbs and body fluid. Mother, I have sinned, danced like flame through beds soaked in gasoline, junk sick for opiate curves of gypsy beauties, losing weeks between pale thighs drenched in trembling. Mother, I have sinned, a fury of consensual violence, choking to stay alive from each other, torn to pieces, fused back together with cum and tears, sitting shocked Frankenstein's sex dolls. It's a mouthful. Mother, I have sinned, whispering lullabies of filth in ears of unemployed miracle workers, balls deep in their soul, pretending this could ever be more than a distraction from rent and death. We've reached the midway point of our show tonight. So I'll do another poem about sex. I'll do my best. I thought that was pretty filthy. That was like risque for me, you know? I don't know you fucking people. I've come to the conclusion that I think about fucking way too much seriously. I think about fucking from the moment my alarm interrupts my dreams about fucking. I think about fucking all day. That distant look in my eyes got nothing to do with poetry. I think about fucking friends, acquaintances, enemies, strangers. I'd be thinking about fucking right now if I wasn't thinking about writing about fucking. I think about that, oh my god, that was the best sex I ever had fucking. I think about that, I can't get it up with the girl in my dreams fucking. I think about hate fucking. I think about making love fucking. I've been thinking about fucking my whole fucking life. Even when I was 3, I was thinking about fucking seriously. Half the time when I'm fucking, I'm thinking about fucking. The only time I wasn't thinking about fucking was when I was B12 deficient, and then I wasn't thinking about shit. I think about fucking at awkward moments like women's studies lectures and business meetings. I think about fucking till my brain's got friction burns. I think about fucking on a link and have to miss my stop and do another loop because I started wearing tighter jeans. I think about fucking till I can't fucking think, and then I do some regrettable shit and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? I think there's something fucking wrong with me, seriously. This one's about God and childhood. Such things. Sorry. Start. At age 5, I was sent. Okay. At age 5, I was sent to the idiot factory. No, that's right. Sorry. Here we go. False start. Sorry. Fucking ruined it for everyone. I was born year of the fire sloth. No, I was born year of the fire sloth. At age 5, okay. I was born year of the fire sloth. At age 5, I was sent to the idiot factory, packing dreams into boxes marked fragile before shipping them to the wilds of self-destruction. Lunch was stale violence. Dinner was microwave family dynamic. And every morning I chewed my nails to the quick, the breakfast of champions. Love came like thunderstorms in December. I sheltered in the arms of sleeping beauties whose dreams my kisses failed. So I wrapped my heart in duct tape, threw it in a suitcase, and bought a one-way ticket to Fuckwit City. And then I was a poet. And they say, you can't... they say, you can't write till your heart is broken. I couldn't stop writing how my heart was broken. I just changed the titles and rewrote the same poem. And then I was in the punk scene, middle-class ethos, counterculture, vegans becoming home-owning meat eaters. It was our naive dreams rather than 3-chord serenades till dead age that attracted me. And then I was a rapper trying to fit my passion into 16-bar patterns behind which I found myself captured. And then I was a socialist, and then I was an anarchist, and then I was a drunk, this bi-proxy capitalist. And now I'm watching endless episodes of Love and Disasters, Chemicals and Tears, Heroes and Bastards, Student of Midnight falling through the cracks of dawn. So I flirt with death to give me a lustful life, cherish distractions, drink a beer, eat a sandwich, hold my loved ones tight and practice welfare magic and whisper the atheist prayer at the end of every night. You can promise me a home in the dead ocean of space. Read to me from Bibles of dated poetry writing on the page. Try and scare me straight with tales of horror and pain. I've been insane without a dollar, held by any other name. And I will not be saved by faith, fairy tales or fear, some 2,000-year-old fiction or a fickle father figure, an all-knowing dictator demanding my loyalty and love. And as the old adage goes, absolute power fucks you up. Amen. Alrighty. This is another one about childhood, but not God, because I was raised by atheists, as you might have noticed, realized. When I was young, my parents used to lie to me a lot. For example, my mother once told me that the water from the hot tap was poisonous. On another occasion, my father said the sound of the waves was a taniwha, and now I have a reckless imagination. My folks were working class hippies, which meant we ate organic Granny Smith apples, but it was okay to swear at the television. There was always a pack of dogs in the house, all of which my mother had composed songs for. My father used to smoke weed and play Scrabble with local madmen. Sometimes he'd sit in silence for hours and then suddenly say something like, recombobulating, and refuse to elaborate. But my sister became a born-again Christian for a couple of years to rebel. And I was forbidden to eat McDonald's or watch American television, so I was raised on stale Vogel's bread and Eastern European coming-of-age films. It's funny how everyone thinks they're normal. At age 7, my heroes were Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Velvet Underground, and Elvis Presley. The boogeyman was Robert Muldoon. Every Guy Fawkes would burn crude effigies of him in screaming bonfires. And I remember protests against the Springbok tour, against Rogernomics, against nuclear testing, carnivals of desperate rage parading down Queen Street. And amongst this unrest, the Rainbow Warrior came to town. And I had imagined something majestic. I mean, it was going to save us from nuclear holocaust, but it was just a big green boat. And then some French spies blew it up, and I had the same name as one of the agents. At my primary school, the decibel rating was so low, it had a decibel point in front of it. I remember this one time the mayor came to our school to give a speech, and we all crowded in the top field, and while she was talking, 2 dogs started fucking behind her. And this is everything you need to know about Greyland Primary School. Everybody in my neighborhood was fluent in violence. At school, the teachers spoke it to the students, the parents to the teachers, the students to each other. At home, my mother would yell and scream it at us, waving wooden spoons and plastic sandals. My father would mutter it, throwing toys and televisions out onto the road. The older kids would hiss it at us on the streets after dark. And to this day, I understand the language perfectly, but I can't speak a word of it to save myself. My mother never believed that we'd live to grow up, that at any minute nuclear bombs would rain down upon us. So she let us run wild in the sewers beneath the streets, high on brown sugar and nightmares. It was the 80s. Things were different then. When I was young, it seemed like everything was crazy. And now I'm older, I know that it is. I got a couple more, and then someone's going to win some champagne. Moe. This one's really fucking old, but I keep doing it over and over again. I don't write poetry for poets. I write for people that picked up their first book at 25 and now dream in Technicolor. I write for women that like to quote Ginsberg and fuck into oblivion. I write for my parents in the hope that these words will make up for their son being a 35-year-old kitchen hand. I write for academics so my syntax can bitch slap smug preconceptions off their faces like a free verse diss track. I write for every thank you. I write for every teacher that treated me like a retard. Now applause and admiration is my A+ average. I write for Auckland fucking City, the alcoholic mother that inspires me with extremes of love and abuse. I write for minimum wage space monkeys to distract from their suicide instincts. YGB indeed. I write for dead legends. My bitter work is flowers on the graves of my heroes. I write for children not yet born, markers of a madness past, and I write for you, the hypothetical audience constantly nagging me like drunken lovers. I write for the voices in my head that scream over television and gossip. I write for my dreams, sitting them free like Ritalin babies in a candy store. I write for angels, snapshots of the homeland with their rest-worn wings. I write for simians sick of scraping sidewalks of septic knuckles. I write for the beasts that keep nightmares jumping. I write for my friends documenting the acts of survival. I write for my shadow high off the fumes of my death wish. I write for drunks and addicts. I write for redemption. I write for buoyancy. I write for ego. I write for pussy. I write for myself. I write for all of the above, but I do not write poetry for poets. This is my last poem. It's about religion as well. I actually wrote it after something happened here in this place. So the bar I'm talking about in this poem is actually here. I'll say whammy bar in the poem so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So I was drinking a whammy bar the other night. Okay. I was drinking a whammy bar the other night and I went to take a piss and I realized that the guy at the urinal next to me was God. And yeah, I checked out his dick. And yeah, it was something. Anyway, we're both washing our hands and I'm like, "You're God, right?" And he's like, "Yep." Trying to be nonchalant, but I could tell he was stoked that I recognized him. "You here to do some miracles?" I asked. "Nah, bro, I'm just getting pissed." "Really? I thought you were against that kind of thing?" And he lets out this really dramatic sigh like, "I don't want to talk shop tonight, okay?" But I was pretty drunk, so I persisted. "What's up with all the disasters lately?" And that's when he got really angry, and he started saying shit like, "Look, man, I made the world. I made cool shit like dinosaurs. What the fuck is cooler than a T-Rex? And that was a lot of work, and since then I've been chilling, okay?" "Chilling," I said. "What are these terrible things that happened? People are losing hope. I'm losing my hair." "Don't put that shit on me," he said, storming out. "I don't believe in you anyway, dick," I yelled after him. Thank
Thank you.